What kind of things can facilities do to optimize just the warehouse in general? Some tips and tricks maybe for people out there.
So number one, you need to know every part of your house, right? Understand your space. I'll say understand your warehouse space, right? And what does that mean? Let's go to another analogy. In the middle of the night, if you had to get up and go anywhere in your house, you could probably do it in pitch black because you know where everything is in your house. Now, if I come to your house and try to move around at midnight with no lights, I'm going to break something, either on me or something in the house. So we have to become that familiar with our space. And then once you can understand your space, you start to understand the product that's coming through it, right? So back to school, back to college, I use that analogy a lot. So back to school is small stuff like pens and paper, like very small. And then back to college is microwaves and mini fridges. And if I'm selling 100,000 of each one of each event, that's two different amounts of space. 100,000 packs of paper doesn't take up that much space, but 100,000 microwaves does. So once you start to see that, and that's one of those things that operations is going to see like right here, right? Sales, marketing, procurement, transportation, they don't see that at all. So this is where the communication comes and says, hey, I'm out of space, or I'm going to be out of space because this stuff is coming in too quickly. Is any of it going out? When is it going out? And if they are unable to give you answers, you're going to say, well, at this point in time, we are going to come to a gridlock, right? And so, again, this goes back to the communication between the floor and the office to say, how do we make sure we don't try to turn over a whole entire gallon into an 8-ounce cup? Most of it's going to end up outside of the cup.
You know, when you walk around a warehouse, and we get to visit a lot of warehouses, you know, I've often wondered, at what stage does the warehouse efficiency start to degrade, right? Like, do you really want to see like open pallet positions? Is it okay to see a couple pallets on the floor if there's a staging area? Like, at what does that start to get harder and harder in terms of, the fullness for a warehouse?
The number for that is 85%. So anything above 85%, start to feel like 100. So most people can't tell the difference between 100 and 101 pounds. 85% full and 100% full feel the same. There was those little slide puzzles made out of squares that had like the one empty square.
Yeah, with the numbers, you have to organize them.
Right. So if you don't have that one empty square to move something around, you're stuck. All the pieces are, there's nowhere for it to go. Ideally, you want to be around 80%. Mm-hmm. And so let's say, okay, I need my entire warehouse in Q4. Q1, I only need 60% of it. Of this 60%, right? So let's say there's 60 aisles. I still want to have 80% of them full. So 48 of the 60, and I want to have 12 that I can play around with. Mm. So as more volume starts to come in than goes out, like an inbound peak, I can say, okay, now that prompts me to keep opening up. So where I have that 20% empty locations at all time. And as the sales outpace the receipts, then I can say, okay, now I need to collapse these aisles to make sure that I'm at no more than 20% empty locations. When you're above 20% empty locations, you start to Swiss cheese your warehouse. Now you're causing yourself unnecessary travel time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so that's the